Have you ever caught yourself scrolling through social media, convincing yourself that you will start that task in 5 minutes and then suddenly it's 2 hours? Yeah, me too. I've gone through that. Procrastination isn't just being lazy, it is deeper than that. And that's why in today's video, I'm going to show you how to beat procrastination and start getting things done without stress, without guilt, without waiting for motivation. Let's dive in. Okay, so let's be real. Assuming procrastination is something that we can schedule on our to-do list, trust me, all of us we are going to stick to it. But procrastination isn't about time management. Procrastination is not a personality trait, it is a habit. And the good news is that bad habits can be broken and replaced with good habits. The real reason we procrastinate is because we are trying to avoid something. I will share some reasons with you. Some four major reasons why people procrastinate are the fear of failure. Like when we fail, we begin to feel like the fool. Like we don't want to feel stupid, right? So fear of failure has a way of making us hold back or put things off. Another one is called perfectionism. But I like the words perfection paralysis. It really paralyzes you from moving ahead with a plan you have. Just it must be perfect. It has to be perfect. That has a way also of making people put off things that they should do now. Sometimes you've done some aspect of it, but you feel it's not perfect enough. And so instead of releasing what it is, for example, you started designing a website, it is not perfect yet, but it is good enough to get customers to know, find their way around. But for you, it's not just perfect, and before you know it, time is going and that website is not released to the public. Reason number three people procrastinate is overwhelm. Like naturally, when you look at your to-do list and you just have a lot to do, seeing the tasks on your to-do list enough can overwhelm you, and you just want to avoid that overwhelm, and that would make you procrastinate. There is also lack of clarity. When you do not know where to start, you do not know what the end goal is, you do not know what to do, that's another reason people procrastinate. So it's either a lack of clarity, overwhelm, or perfection paralysis, or just fear of failure. These are the main reasons people procrastinate. But again, procrastination is a habit, and a bad habit can be broken. So if you've been beating yourself up saying, oh, I don't have the willpower to beat procrastination, stop. You are not lazy. You just need a system that works with your brain and not against your brain. And that's exactly what I am going to share with you in this video. So let's talk about how to stop procrastination. There are three things I'm going to share with you. They've worked for me, and I thought to share with you. It would help you if you really, really want to stop procrastinating. These three rules are going to help you. Stay with me. The first method I use is called the 5 minutes rule. What is the 5 minutes rule about? Now, let's say you have a task to carry out. Do not commit completely. Don't say, okay, I'm going to spend hours on this today, I must get it done. Don't commit to the whole thing. Just tell yourself that, okay, I'm going to commit 5 minutes to this task. I'm going to do this task in 5 minutes. And 5 minutes, that's just it. This has worked for me. So you just tell yourself, I'm going to work on this task for just 5 minutes. 5 minutes, and that's it. You know what? You will exceed the 5 minutes, and before you know it, you will keep going without stopping. I'll give you an example. Knitting is a skill that I had years back when I was still younger, and I had forgotten about. So for a long time, I've been thinking about refreshing my memory, getting back the skill, and I kept putting off the idea. So one day I went to the store, I got the pins for knitting, and I got the wool. But guess what? this was like 2 months ago, and I still kept this away. Like, I kept procrastinating on when to start. So last night, after I was done reading my book, I just told myself, look, you have procrastinated enough. Carry these pins, carry your wool, and get started. And the 5 minutes rule was what I applied. I told myself, oh, this is to 11, that I'm going to spend just 5 minutes on this knitting thing, and I'm going to go to bed. Guess what? 30 minutes, I was still knitting. I was still going. Like, I was so excited with the result I was getting that I didn't even want to stop. I kept knitting. I kept knitting, and that brought me to this length you're seeing right now. And that is what the 5 minutes rule does. Before you know it, I had already gotten to the point where I am now with the knitting, and I almost didn't want to stop. Like, it was when I looked at the time and I was like, goodness me, that the time has gone. And this is just me that said I was going to spend 5 minutes on knitting. But look at me, already done several lines in the knitting. I did my cast on and I continued my knitting. So you can see, this is a skill that I forgot a long time ago as a young girl. I can't recall the year I did anything knitting. But last night, using the 5 minutes rule, this was what I achieved. And it's something that once I start, I don't want to stop. So yes, the 5 minutes rule work, and I'm a testimony to that. Tell yourself, I'm going to commit just 5 minutes to this task, and that is it. Trust me, you will keep going. I have to finish this one. I have to move everything to the pin. Yeah. So the 5 minutes rule works. Guys, check this out. And what do you think of the color combination? Cool, right? Right now, I don't even know what I'm knitting, but I'm just trying to just to remember the skill of knitting itself. So So that is number one, or one way to stop procrastinating. The second way to stop procrastination is something I call the future me hack. What is that? Like, if there is a task, take for example, I decide that I want to build my own website now. And I have envisioned what my life is going to be like in the next 1 year. I will have a thriving website with a lot of visitors. I will have people purchasing products from my website. And before I get to that point I am seeing, I need to get the website done now. The future me hack, what that future me hack does is, I will reflect and ask myself, I'll imagine myself in the future and ask myself, will the future me be excited that I am procrastinating on building the website now? Or the future me will be stressed? I use that to judge. Like, okay, imagine that me in future, I am seeing myself in future. What will the action of me procrastinating today be on the future me? Will I be a happy person at that time? Will I be stressed? Will I be at a point where I have not achieved goals? So when I think about the impact of me procrastinating today on my future self, it pushes me to get to work. That works for me, and I believe it will work for you too. So sometimes thinking about how much better life would be in future when you get that task done now is enough motivation to get you going and stop procrastinating. The third way to stop procrastination is to use a hack I call done is better than perfect. Like, I am a perfectionist. Like, I have been paralyzed over the years by the desire to want things to be perfect. I had my YouTube channel. I dumped it aside because I wanted my videos to be perfect. I wanted to have all the gadgets. I wanted to have everything. But like it's called, perfection paralysis will keep you away from doing things today that will help you have a better tomorrow. Somebody says perfectionism is just fear wearing a fancy dress. The goal isn't to be perfect. The goal is that the task should be done. So shift your mindset from it has to be perfect to it has to be done. Because guess what? You can always improve later. So here is your challenge. After giving you these three things, here is your challenge. Pick one thing you have been putting off and apply the 5 minutes rule today. In fact, right now. And Comment below and tell me what you are going to be working on. I would like to cheer you on. And if this video helped you, hit the like button so that more people can find it. And don't forget to subscribe for more content on productivity, mindset, and living your best life. You got this. See you.